Afuset, Hika, Sia. Greetings once again. I am Kasik Minwam, Kasik of Kairi and Alubera, Kasik of the Cumanapagotes, the Aruacas, the Chaymas, and the Tamanacos. Alright, this update is basically a disclaimer for, again, recent uh, proceedings by groups who, for all intents and purposes, attempting to mess up what the actual indigenous people on the island are doing. Alright? So at this point, we would like to distance ourselves from any group claiming to be ZXI, any group claiming to be Yamassee, any group claiming to be sovereign, any group claiming to be royals, any group claiming to be Olmecs, any group claiming to be Pygmies. The reason why we are doing that is because recently we saw groups pop up on social media and they performed acts of terrorism. And we don't want what we are doing to be misrepresented as what they are doing, because someone sent me their video and asked, why haven't we done this? And I will explain to you why we will not ever do that. First things first, the Trinidad and Tobago Corporation is very much aware of the tribes that they met here and disenfranchised, right? There is a listing, a government listing. I saw the book, it's out of the government printry, right? And they are very much aware of the tribes who they disenfranchise. And it so happened that I am the chief of those tribes. We are all together as one large tribe, like how they used to do it before, but the different tribes that make up these groups are, as I said before, the Tamanacos, the Chaymas, the Cumanapagotes, and the Aruacas, right? So there is no record or any XI tribe here, Zai or Chi or whatever they call themselves. There is no record of any Yamassee being housed here. There is no record of any tribe calling themselves royals. There is no record of any tribe calling themselves sovereigns, right? There are no records for these things. So from the time you take that position and you engage the corporation and take in the position to even go far as to put out a video informing them that you are ordering them to pay tax to you, like somebody did in Alubera, ordering the corporate government to pay them $73 million when they are all part and participle of the government, one. And two, those who are not part and participle of the government, they call in themselves all kind of names that does not belong to Kairi or Alubera, and they are attempting to make what we would call extortions against the corporate entity, which for all intents and purposes, according to their laws, as I was asking the constable, is within the border is terrorism. You can't threaten the government or order the government to pay you anything, especially since there was no court order giving them instructions to do so, and especially when they're claiming to be a foreign entity, right? So a foreign entity would be those who claiming to be tribes that never existed here. Those are foreign entities, and you are now threatening the corporation. So we, the Kairi and Alubera indigenous people, we are getting out in front of that, because a lot of people would like to associate them with us, and they are not, right? As I said before, some members were exited from the tribe for insubordination and disrespect, and a lot of other standing orders that we carry in our constitution. And so they are no longer a part of us. They have nothing to do with us. and we are no way in shape or form in support of anything that they're currently doing, right? I.e., threatening the government or anything on that level. Uh, the Kairi and Alubera indigenous people do not rule like that. We have the correct approach in laying our claims. We have the records from the government that is in the government printry that lists the tribes that they disenfranchise, and that's who we are, right? Everybody else who calling themselves anything else, you could deal with them however you see fit. But the Kairi and Alubera indigenous people consist of the Tamanacos, the Aruacas, the Chaymas, and the Chaymas, Tamanacos, Cumanapagotes, right? So, I'd just like to make that clear to everybody and all in the listening public as well. People popping up on social media and saying things, and because you're not aware of what they're talking about, it sounds hip to you, but in actuality, what they are doing is in line with terrorism, and they can get into serious problems for that. So, once again, I'd like to put this disclaimer out. We have nothing to do with any Yamassee, any royals, any sovereigns, any diplomats, what does it call in themselves? Some whoever is out there, we, Chief Nanya Minwab Kairi L, the Kairi and Alubera indigenous people, are not a part of that. We are not associated with that, and we do not support terrorism. Right? We are indigenous people, a peaceful people, and we are about restoration and recovery of our ancestral belongings and our divine structures. Right? And that's what we are about. We have engaged the corporation, and that's the style that we engage the corporation in. That's how we would maintain it. There would be no extortion videos being made towards geared or pointed at the corporation or anything like that. We have already engaged in proper dialogue and and proper interaction, right? So this is what the video is intended. It's a disclaimer, and this is what it's being done for. So thank you very much for the listening audience. Thank you very much for those from the corporate side of things who looking down at these things and analyzing the threats or whatever. Thank you very much for understanding that we have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with that. Right? So, Wadu, Chief Minma about.